Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I will show you how to cut and sew a circle dress with spaghetti straps. If you have been looking for how to cut and sew a flare dress with spaghetti straps, then this video is what you're searching for. Search no more, because in this tutorial I'm going to show you the easiest way to cut and sew a flare dress. To cut this, you're going to need 2 yards of African print, also known as Ankara or Kitenge. Next, I'm going to show you how to fold a circle dress. To fold a circle dress, you're going to fold your fabric yardage wise. You're going to fold it into two. So I have 2.5 yards here. I folded the 2.5 yards into two. If you're making a long maxi dress, that's the same process. You're going to fold it into two and make sure the side that is folded is facing you. So this side is not folded and this side is folded for facing you. So you're going to fold this into a triangle. Fold it into a triangle like this. So you can also call this an A-line dress. So next we are going to start with the drafting of this circle dress. Here you're going to get your bust circumference. So bust circumference divided by 4. Whatever you have, add 1/2 inch sewing allowance and make sure this is where you're going to mark the line. So I'm going to square this line out now. Now this place that I'm squaring out again is my bust circumference divided by 4 plus 0.5 for stitching allowance. So from this line now, this is my bust line and my armhole line. I'm going to place my armhole length, which is 10 inches here, and I'm going to take my measurement upwards. So I'm going to come up 7 inches to my neck width, neck depth. So here I'm marking 7 inches. Remember, I placed 10 inches on that line. So here I'm going to mark the neck width of 4 inches. You can also use your bust span measurement for this. So from here I'm going to come down 1 inch and connect this line, and also connect this to the armhole line. Next, I'm going to mark the length of the dress. So I'm going to place this here 7 inches where I came up from, and I'm going to take down the length of the dress. The length of the dress I'm using is 41 inches. I'm going to mark 41 inches, making sure the tape rule is still on that 7 inches, and you take this round to get the circle, the hem of the circle dress. So this is it after cutting it. Next, I'm going to add sewing allowance, 1/2 inch sewing allowance to the neckline, and also 1/2 inch sewing allowance to the armhole line. So guys, this is basically it. It's as simple as this. I'll go ahead and cut this out. If you have watched till this time, don't click off, because I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a side pocket and also how to sew a spaghetti strap. So how to sew a side pocket. First of all, you're going to cut where you're adding the side pocket. So I'm going to take off the back panel and I'm going to mark the length of the pocket. From the armhole, I'm going to come down 10 inches and I'm going to mark 20 inches. Go ahead and notch this place, and this is where we're going to insert the side pocket. So to cut the side pocket, I'm using these pieces. I folded it into two. I'm going to place my hand on it. This is the simplest way and easiest way to cut a side pocket. I'm just going to give 1 inch sewing allowance to the shape of my hand like this. Note the way that I have placed my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. If you're cutting this for a sew to sell business, you can cut this first one out and place it on your bulk fabric and cut out. So this is 2 pieces that I have cut out. I will use this to cut out another pieces, which is going to make it 4. So here I'm going to come down 1 inch and then mark 6 inches for the pocket opening. So this is where the hand would fit in. I'll use this to cut out another because I've cut 2 pieces only. You need 4 pieces. So I'll place this here and cut it out. You can actually use lining for 2 and then the main fabric for the other 2. If this video is helpful, don't forget to drop a like or you drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know if you have learned any new thing. Next is how to sew a side pocket. So remember, we have notched this place where we are going to sew. So I'm going to place this side that I've already notched. I'm going to place it here, align it to the side, the notch I made on the fabric, and go to my machine and sew 1/2 inch away from here to here. Remember, I use 1/2 inch sewing allowance. You sew it from this notch to the other notch, turn it over like this, and I'm going to understitch it and also turn it again and top stitch it. Don't worry, we are going to the sewing machine to do this. For the neckline, I'm going to sew the neckline. You can actually use facing for this, but I want to use bias that I have cut out 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead and sew that. To sew the side pocket, I'm going to notch this place very well so that you can see the notch I have made. You place the first notch that you have made on your main fabric like this, and you're going to do the first stitching. Make sure you stop at the second notch you notched on your pocket, and go ahead and notch this place very well. Turn it over like this, and you're going to understitch it. And then you're going to make a third top stitching. I made a mistake. Instead of me to top stitch it, I went and sewed another place. So you're going to, after folding this place like this, you're supposed to top stitch it, but I made a mistake and stitched another place. So what you're supposed to do here is to top stitch it like I showed you earlier on. After sewing the first set, this particular one, you can actually use lining to sew it. Then the second one that I'm going to place now, you can use the main fabric to sew this. I'm going to place the second fabric on it, making sure right side facing together, and I'm going to sew this here. Also sew the other side. Once I'm done securing this, then I'll go ahead and close the pocket. So you sew the pocket close at this point. After sewing these pockets, closing the pocket, make sure you overlock it before you continue. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So this is the pocket, as you can see. How to sew the spaghetti straps. I've already binded the neckline, so I'll go to my machine now and I'm going to sew the side seam. You sew 1/2 inch away here. On the same thing on the other side, you're going to place this right side facing together and sew the side seam and leaving the armhole. We are going to use this bias to make the straps. As you can see, it is bias I have here. I'll go to my machine and sew this like this, and then measure 14 inches. Then we are going to sew this. Let's go to the machine. So how to sew this? Like I said, you are going to place this bias strip that I have is 1.5 inches. You're going to place it like this and sew away 1/2 inch. Remember, we added 1/2 inch sewing allowance. Don't start from the beginning, just give a gap of 1 or 2 inches, and then you sew the armhole with 1/2 inch. So for the length of the spaghetti strap, remember I came down to 7 inches. 7 inches times 2 is 14 inches, and that's what we're going to use for the length of the spaghetti strap. After sewing the armhole, make sure you notch it. If you don't notch it properly, it will be uncomfortable for you or your client. So make sure you go ahead and notch that. So from here, I'm going to take 14 inches, the length of the strap. From that 14 inches, that is where I'm going to place my hand and start on the other side. So you make sure you start on the other side of the armhole and then measure out the remaining balance that you have here. Just watch what I am doing. So I've added some sewing allowance to the straps and I'm going to sew that close. I'll have to confirm and make sure I have the 14 inches for the length of the spaghetti straps. So I'm going to measure the same 14 inches here. From here to here I have 14 inches. So from here is where I'm making sure the other side of the armhole started from, as you can notice how it aligns properly. So I'll go ahead and finish up the remaining side that I have left off. Now I'm going to bind the spaghetti straps properly. So you're going to fold this once and then you fold it again. Then you are going to sew this. Remember, you can actually use another fabric to add details to your spaghetti strap. So you can use a black fabric here, whatever you want. If you don't want to use the main fabric, you can use another fabric for the spaghetti straps. I would like to know where you're watching this video from, if you're watching from Africa or anywhere else, and let me know your thoughts on this spaghetti strap dress. Would you like to wear this type of dress, and when can you wear it? Most importantly, let me know where you're watching me from. Make sure when you're arranging this that you don't twist the straps. So see how nice the spaghetti straps is looking. You're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side of the sleeve. So next we are going to hem this. I've already overlocked it. I'm going to just fold it once and I'm going to hem this. Yeah guys, with this we have actually finished making this spaghetti flare dress. Is a very simple tutorial, and this can take you less than 1 hour to make. I'll go ahead and show you the finished look. And for today we have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to let me know where you're watching me from in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye.